Hey, what's up, turtles? Krik here with Blackout Outdoors. Some of you may have watched a more recent video of ours where I attempted to start a fire using a steel striker and a rock or a lithic material. I learned a lot from that. I learned a lot from that attempt and putting it on that video. A great deal of our subscribers commented that they really enjoyed the fact that we didn't edit out all of my struggles during that attempt of creating that fire. And I want to touch on that for a second because I'm not an expert. I've never claimed to be an expert pretty much in any field. Probably never will be. But the point is, with Blackout, obviously we edit our videos. You know, we put edits in our videos, but we never edit anything that makes me look like I'm something I'm not, an expert. So when you see me do something on camera and it looks easy, that's because it was easy for me, or not easy, but it's a skill I have owned and I can do it consistently with minimal struggle. So like I said today, I'm going to be revisiting the steel striker piece of flint char cloth fire. There are a few variables in that equation that I have improved since the last video you've seen. And the first being is a quality piece of lithic, and in today's case it's going to be a piece of flint. In regards to the char cloth, it's a thicker, much thicker piece of char cloth of cotton material that I had in the previous video, so that should greatly help catch a spark, and the sparks will be much hopefully visible today because I have a higher quality piece of lithic material. Here's the piece of flint I'm going to be using to help me with this fire today, and this was actually sent by one of our subscribers by the name of Jack, so thank you, Jack. I will be sending my part of the deal soon. I have not forgotten about that. This is a piece of flint, and you can see these little wavy lines right down here, above my middle finger, and that's a characteristic of a rock or lithic material. It's going to fracture conchoidally, and there's flake scars. See, it's really smooth flake scar. My thumb is touching, and basically that means a piece of this material was removed, and that's, you know, the remnant, sort of the flake. And I might do an in-depth video on the characteristics of quality lithics that would be nicely used for projectile points, cutting tools, stuff like that, but not today. Here's the striker I'm going to be using. This was purchased from Wolf Customs. Justin over at Wolf Customs hand forged this himself. I believe it's 01 tool steel. And the last variable to this equation is my bird's nest. This is shredded bark from Liriodendron tulipifera, commonly referred to as a bunch of things, but the tulip tree. This is the inner bark. Should be dry enough to work at this present process state. And here's a piece of char cloth I'm going to be using. I mean, this is pretty big. I actually might rip this in half because this is thick. I couldn't tell you. Hold on, give me a second. That might be 1.5, 2 millimeters thick. Probably closer to 2. Is it 2? Yeah. Either way, this is really thick charred material, and actually Jack sent this as well in his little care package he sent me. I'm going to be using this, and there'll be a little bit of different technique to a degree for me to use this, but this is the charred material I'll be using to catch a spark. I was given a few tips after my last video concerning this method of starting a fire from our subscribers, and basically the first one was have the char cloth on top of the material. As a mock demonstration, if I'm striking like this, this is the top, dorsal side. And what that'll do, allow the sparks to go up. Another thing that I learned, and I believe someone commented as well, is the angle at which I was holding the material, the rock, the lithic material, in relation to the striker. Not like this, not like I'm actually want to be doing some percussion flaking, but I want to actually angle it more like this to get those sparks to kick and sort of kick back up then in the material. And then you can kind of see it's a little bit frayed up here, which is what I want because this material is a little bit thicker and almost maybe woven a little denser. I want a little bit of fray up here to catch these sparks as they come. Basically it's going to look like this. Alright, let's get to it. Look at that. Because this is thicker material, this coal will burn longer than the flimsy charred material I was using earlier. So, made that look easy today, didn't I? The last video where I tried this skill was about perseverance and showing you and bringing you along with me as I learned a whole bunch. I learned so much from that video, and I learned because so many of you offered really good advice and information to me. So thank you for everyone that had commented on that video. A few things I learned, and just sort of life in general, can be applied to life in general, is that when I struggle so much with something, I learned so much more than if it was just so easy, because I learned all the ways that didn't work. But what it also gave me was the knowledge that I went down to the water, found a random rock, no idea exactly what it was, and was still able to get fire from it. So I even know the skill that much more intimately in my specific geographic area, that I could find a random rock and still get a fire. Granted, I have a carbon steel and a piece of charred material. So I hope this video was helpful. Hope you found it entertaining. Apologize, there's gonna be no bleeped explicits in this video. But yeah, again, thanks for watching. Thanks for all your support. This is Krik signing out with Black Owl Outdoors. Later, turtles.